Right, here we go. And we are live and recording.
We are live. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty, let's let the good folks roll in. How are you, originally?
You know, I am clear that finally summer is upon us.
Nice. You've been having some challenging weather down there.
Dude, I'll tell you what I've been having challenges with. Yesterday, so while we're waiting for folks to join in, yesterday we make the jump to AT&T. Like I was telling you, we got fiber optics. They dug up the yard. The lawn's still a mess, but hey, man, we got fiber. We're going to get some high speed around here. They promised me 300 up, 300 down as a minimum. Da da da. But then they got to our house, and it's made of brick, as you know, since you've been here. And brick apparently does not have all the same flexibility of signals to go through the house.
Yes, right.
So they arrived at 11:30 and they left at 7.
Wow.
7.5 hours, including drilling holes through the walls, putting 3 or 4, I can't remember, Wi-Fi extenders
Oh, wow.
around the house to get this thing to work. And then I woke up this morning and guess what? No internet.
Ah. Then how are you up and running now?
I don't know. They fixed it remotely. So somehow they got it fixed, which is great. And now we're up and speed seems to be working fine. And there you go. I'm happy.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, so awesome message from Dr. Art. Let's read it. Let's see what's going on. Dr. Art says, after watching how you lead each page of a website with a limbic message, I've done the same thing with the chapters in my book. For example, introduction. We picture a world where products are both safe and profitable. The crippling costs of product defects and liability claims. That is awesome. I think we should have Dr. Art come on to explain. And then further, um, you deserve to make products that are both safe and profitable. Quality control, along with the photo discussed at the last mastermind meeting. We believe quality control is more than a slogan. Oh, I like that.
That's good. That's
Benefits of
good.
treating your suppliers and vendors like partners. We believe in partnering with vendors and suppliers. That's great.
Yeah, this is really good, Art. This is excellent. And by the way, I absolutely think that's a great strategy just to start off a chapter, or I often do it at the top of emails. And I want to show people something like that. Let me grab something real quick because this is, I'm going to find an email. I know I have one real fast because this is something that has been heavily researched and a lot of people don't know this. And so let me grab an email sequence and showcase this because it really is key. All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So here are emails that are designed to promote the Banky Awards. Banky Awards are like the Oscars of community banking. And the part that I want to point out is notice how I start out, your bank was nominated for a Banky Award. Dear name, you deserve to be recognized as the best in your market. So limbic message right at the top of an email in bold, centered.
Nice. I love
So
that.
the concept of the having a message right here in the middle in bold on an email really works. And I'll tell you, there's 2 reasons why it works. Number 1, you can have a separate thought here. Number 2, it really works well for the scrollers, the people who are on their devices and they're scrolling. It stands out. So you can say something, you deserve to be recognized as the best of your market. It doesn't have anything to do with name of the bank has been nominated for a Banky Award, blah, 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 et cetera. So this
Nice. I
concept
love
of
that.
right under the dear whatever, or hey, whatever, centered, bold, has been shown recently by the people who send out millions of emails on a monthly basis to be a very effective tool, especially when someone's on their device and they're scrolling, they're going to see that message. So what Art is doing with his chapters works really well. It works equally well to do that in emails. So
That's awesome. If Art, if you're willing to come on, Ridgely can bring you on briefly. We'll see if you have any follow-up or questions about that. Speaking of customized advice like that, I emphasized prior to this that today will be a hot seat day. So originally we have Linda Rash wanting a little hot seat moment, so that's awesome. But I invite everybody else too to please jump on. If anybody wants to watch Ridgely run his private prompt magic, that would be an awesome thing. But let's bring Dr. Art on first, and let's just check it out.
Yeah, and again, use the tools, right? So use the tools. Good morning, Art.
Hey,
Good
Art,
morning.
fabulous idea, Art.
Thanks
Yeah,
for the
for sure.
confirmation, guys. That's, I mean, you guys inspire me and others all the time.
Well, I appreciate that. No, for sure. And it's just smart. It's just smart to do that because it gets somebody nodding their head. We talk about this all the time. The idea of how can we induce a yes state, get somebody doing this. Art is writing a book and he's leading off the book in each chapter with a limbic message. I think that's super smart to do that. And so great thinking on your part. And when will we get a chance to review the book?
Well, every time that I think I'm got what I want, I go into uh, Chat GPT and get more information. Uh,
Mhm.
I'm one of the things I'm struggling with right now is where do I limit my information? I have to keep it short enough to maintain attention and still get everything I want. And of course, being an engineer, I want to overdo it. So I have to keep putting the clamp on myself.
So here's the thought, and this applies for everybody. So Hubert and I were in a phone call an hour ago with one of our colleagues in the United Kingdom, who's a big programmer. And we were talking about building a very comprehensive, uh, in essence, a dashboard for accountability for corporations, starting with banks. And gentleman says, well, can you send me some information? And I said, well, sure. There's a whole book written on it called the Breakthrough Banking Blueprint. Like, okay, can you send me that? So Hubert says, yep, I got a copy. Send it over to him. What did he do? He said, oh, yeah, no, I don't need to read this. I can just put it into Chat GPT and have him give me a summary. And then I can ask questions based on the summary. So think about that, Art. You can do the same thing. You can take your content. Hubert, can you explain how to do that to Art, please?
Yeah, sure. So actually, now that Art, I assume you have a document going with all the copy and everything. So,
Right.
and I assume you have Chat GPT Plus, and you can actually walk through. It's wizard driven, so it's not hard to do. You can create a custom GPT where you upload your document, and it trains itself on your document.
Great.
And what you can do is you can ask questions like, think of it this way, it's easiest to start to get into the flow of it by assigning yourself, say, the task of creating an FAQ about your book. Okay, so you would come up with questions. You would just ask ChatGPT, "What is this book about?" And then it'll come up with a summary. And then you can say, "Who is the audience? Who's the intended audience?" And it'll come up with a summary. It's a great way to not only produce an asset that you need, such as an FAQ for your book, but also to check to see if your book is on target. If ChatGPT starts telling you that it's for such and such and it's meant to imply such and such a message, and it's off message, then you know you have a chance to do a little course correction and kind of see why ChatGPT thinks you're going down a different track than what you intended. So I really would like you to take on the homework of using ChatGPT, look up how to do a custom GPT, and feed it your document.
That's great. That's a lot better than bugging people to edit the book. I'm very reluctant to do that.
Yeah, no. This
And
this this will be great.
ChatGPT is, like I said, a bigger mastermind than any one person I could be adjusting. Anyways, that's great.
Yeah, for sure. It's basically like, having your own little co-author, that's yourself and just helping
Yeah.
you tweak it. So that's awesome. Okay,
Thank you.
great. But great idea on the book, on the book chapter things. I know Ridgely is fond of quotes, and so I've seen some of his books where the front page of each chapter, Ridgely, maybe you want to explain it. You'll put an appropriate quote there, and I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to arrive at a certain theme for each chapter. But I like Art's idea about, you know, a limbic statement for that as well. What are you going to show us something, Rich?
Yeah, I really do like quotes because and it used to be you got to find the quote and it's hard. And there's all kinds of there are websites like Quotitionary and stuff like that that help you find quotes.
I've got a
But now
book
you
of
can
that
use
too.
ChatGPT, use
Right.
AI. Now let me introduce this. Hubert, I'm going to need your help to correct me where I don't explain this exactly right.
Okay.
But there we have a bunch of people who are in the advice or guru or coaching space on this call. And advice meaning even I see Susie's on the call. She does a lot of advice for finances stuff. Paul is on the call. Linda has a course. Bruce is on the call. Bill is on the call. Bridget runs an agency. I mean, a bunch of people and Art as well. And so I want to throw something at you guys. Bigger concept to always be thinking, what else could we do using AI? So what we were on the phone call this morning with the United Kingdom is in essence to create, because we have a guy over there who's very reliable. We've worked with him for years, who builds stuff, developer, coder, whatever. I don't know what you call him exactly. What would you call him, Hubert?
Architect.
Yeah, it's an online architect. He builds stuff. And when we were describing the fact that what we're looking for is an accountability system that is proprietary, that keeps track of tasks done by team members and rolls up the levels of leadership, right? So imagine this, that it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. In this case, we're looking for it for banks. But if it's taking a bank, that means the activities that the tellers need to do that tie to the profitability of the bank, then roll up to the activities that the line managers need to do that tie to the profitability of the bank, that then roll up to the bank managers, that then roll up to the regional manager, that then rolls up to the CEO who can see all of the activities and are they being completed in the way in which they need to be completed. So that's an accountability system whereby people have to check the box. It's just like I clock in, I clock out when I go to work. Similar situation. These are my metrics. These are my key performance indicators or KPIs. And I'm going to keep track of my KPIs and make sure that they roll up properly all the way up the chain. Now, here were the words that came out of the gentleman's mouth, which caused me to immediately go, oh, we're going to kick this to a whole other level. He says, well, that's largely what a custom LLM would do for you, except that we can use AI to optimize at each level. I'm like, LLM, by the way, is a large language model. That's what AI is, for those who may not be clear. Artificial intelligence, at this point, the way we're using it is as a large language model. So my brain immediately goes, whoa. So what they need to be successful is a simple accountability system. But what's possible because of AI is that all of that data gets continually analyzed using artificial intelligence and optimized with suggestions. Okay, line manager, do this. Okay, bank manager, do that. Okay, teller, you could improve your KPIs by doing this. And suddenly the machine becomes smarter and smarter in helping management and senior management oversee the activities of the team members. It makes the team members more effective. Everybody wins using artificial intelligence. So imagine Susie, for example, who's on the call right now, working with your clients and having all of that data processed through an AI GPT, right? That helped you refine what you want to tell them to do when you're creating all those systems that you create. Or same thing, imagine Paul and Joan, when you're doing your coaching, that you had a GPT that had all of the coaching content in it that you could literally draw from and could even use with your clients to help them improve where they are. So let's just try to see if we can't think a little bigger with what's possible in terms of data analysis, but more importantly, activity coaching that gets people closer to where they want to be faster using AI. Hubert, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, and for sure, what I was telling Art about creating the custom GPT based on your own work, the advantage of doing it that way, Art, is once you're in that custom GPT, you can ask it based on my own tone, produce a synopsis of such and such, or advise on how to do such and such. You can actually extend your written material with stuff outside of it, and you would coach it as it goes along, but it's producing output based on your style because it when it consumed your document. I am actually going to, for everybody, we should all take a look at this resource. I'm going to drop a link into the chat. I'm a big fan of Wired articles because they go so in depth, and I am just going to give a resource here. Click everyone. Let me know, folks, if you can see that link there. That's a great starting spot right there, and take a look at that. And it's a great way to, if you haven't done a custom GPT yet with your own data in the form of PDFs that you upload, take a look at that article and then put that up there.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so thanks, Art. That's great.
All right, nice
All
work.
righty, let's check the chat and then we'll bring Linda on. Bridget has some questions. If you load your own content and it's protected from being in the public of ChatGPT, will the questions people ask the custom bot be answered with the complete knowledge base of the world or just from your content in that custom GPT? So I've been fooling around and investigating this, and it's the combination of the knowledge in your custom content plus the outside world, but not the other way around, supposedly. Okay. So I say supposedly because the data policies are clearly written to protect you. But as you know, this space is moving at the speed of light and accidents happen. We advise our client, who is a large, industrial company, to not put up proprietary data of any sort, even because they started going down the path of, oh well, OpenAI's policy is this, and this one is that. Yes, that's fine, but we're originally moving in a very quick space here, and what's supposed to happen and what actually happens sometimes doesn't match.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly right.
And a follow-up question from Bridget, and is a custom ChatGPT a chatbot? In essence, basically, the answer is yes. If you can, if you want, you can embed it into your website. We'll fool around with that and show some demos of that in the future. Otherwise, you can just give a public address, and people will link over to the ChatGPT on OpenAI. A couple of other things. Let's see. Federico had said, tie and create a live scheduler to make these changes in the employee's day based on what's needed at the moment, tied to something like this. And then he dropped a link so we can all check that out.
We should bring Fede up
Susie said,
also with Linda to talk about video.
yeah, Susie said, wow, never thought of using AI that way. That's great. And let's just take a look at the Bill said originally, before writing his problem solver book, wish he'd had this info before he did his books. So great idea, Art, for that. Hey, Linda.
Good
Okay, so
morning.
Linda, you can
Hello,
unmute yourself. Hey, hey. Okay, so
Fede, I'm
Rich,
pulling you up as well because Linda has some questions about video stuff. And so we may as well have two perspectives, one from a guy who's in front of the camera and one from a guy who's behind the camera. How about that, Linda?
Wow.
that's great.
Cool.
So Linda, you can give some color, but let me just set the stage for Ridgely here. So Linda and I had a conversation yesterday, Ridgely. She's getting ready to record her lead magnet. She's going to do a lead magnet that is, has talking points about a certain topic, and it'll be in the form of a video deliverable. Okay. And so, she's working hard at kind of like, getting her thoughts down in a way that is smooth and everything. But I was thinking, let's go to the video master about how to appear confident, polished, and everything else in front of the camera. And then, Ridgely, after you give your piece, then we can ask Fede for his recommendations as to how to appear natural. Because Fede, I must say, you're the best I know at getting the talent to do what you want. I guess it's
Yeah.
it's probably because you're such a nice guy that you're not threatening and all of that. But there are all kinds of tricks on that end. So I think everybody's in for a treat. So Linda, do you want to give a brief background and then we'll turn it over to Ridgely?
Sure. Well, Hubert and I are working on this video, and it's about the 3 things you must get as an entrepreneur. And we've got a framework setting up what it is and the benefit, and elaborating on that, and then doing the recap and okay, now we just talked about this. Now, what do you do next? And recapping along the way. So,
Well, Linda, I'm sorry. Now that you let the cat out of the bag, you're gonna have to tell our audience, our group here, what are the 3 things you have to get as an entrepreneur. So
yes.
you can't just leave that. You can't just leave that dangling for us.
You have to lead me, Hubert, with your questions. The first thing is you must get clarity, then you must get unstuck, and you must get answers from a surprising source. You.
Cool. Awesome. We can do some stuff with my prompt in a minute here after we talk about specifics on video. What do you think?
Sounds good.
So we're going to use AI in just a minute to try to come up with some lead magnet stuff, but that'll be fun. Look forward to that. And I'm going to let Federico speak to the specifics of, hey, your eyes should be here. The light needs to do this, your voice quality, etc., sound. I'll let him do that because that'll be of benefit to everybody out there. What I want to talk about, 2 things. Number 1, if you are using a teleprompter, really, really important to figure out how to make sure that you don't look like this. So I'm delivering my video script right now, and I'm trying to smile at the same time, but people are seeing that my eyes are going all over the place. That does not work. So there are tricks to being able to do that successfully. One of the free resources out there is easyprompter.com. You can learn to practice with that as well. Super important. But what I wanted to share with you guys is 2 things. Number 1, people need to see your eyes. So these glasses that kind of reflect like they're reflecting right now because it's really sunny outside, not a good idea. So take them off if you can. Figure out how you can still get the information that you need without the glasses, or find something that doesn't reflect, because one thing you really need is to have that visual contact. Federico uses a lot of tricks. Sometimes when he's shooting, for example, a dentist, he'll have the dentist looking over there like he's talking to somebody. That's a good trick because it's a lot harder to look like this and be emotive. So I'll get Fede to talk about that in just a second. The other thing is, people do not trust people who look like some obscure terrorist group. Now, what do I mean by that? It's like this. Right? Because people get scared by the camera. And one thing that is so important is to smile. Just smile. Even if the topic is sad, even if you get a stray tear coming down your cheek, if you just smile, it will make a huge difference. So you always want to be smiling. If you'll ever notice with me, if you're on a Zoom call, even when I'm not speaking, what do most people do on a Zoom call when they're not speaking? The way somber look. No, don't do that. Just train yourself to smile. So when you're shooting video, you always want to be smiling. And the other thing to not looking like a terrorist is to soften your eyes. So sometimes I remember when I was learning this, people would tell me, think of a puppy and how a furry little ball of puppiness. Or think of a baby when you're holding a baby. Think of something like that that gives you an image that softens your eyes so it doesn't look like this. Because I'm telling you, it's really hard to trust somebody when they look like this. It just gives you a creepy feeling. And that is something that we don't want. In the same way that we have to look at the text of AI and make sure it feels right when you're shooting video, you have to do the same thing. So Fede, I'll turn it over to you for specifics.
Wonderful. Let's talk about the practicalities. Absolutely. And framing is another huge thing, you know. For example, I see one of the very common mistakes that I see is that people put their faces sort of eye level is sort of halfway through the screen, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. So eye level should be in the first third. So if you see this, you know, first third, second third, right? You want to be right up here. And then it makes it very practical, right? What's behind you? Always be attentive to that. I am not a fan, for example, of bookcases because I notice in myself, I'm just so easily distracted that they're talking and I'm like reading. It's like, wow, what kind of books are they have they got back there, right? So not a lot of clutter. We want the attention focused on yourself. The other thing that's important that goes with Ridgely's, what Ridgely just mentioned of, you know, being able to see, you know, I remember, Ridge, I remember way back when we first started, I mean, this was our very first project. I think it was 2008, 2009 with Tom. You said, you know, video is about intimacy. It's into me see. You said that to me and it's like, man, it stuck with me. That's what you want to communicate, okay? And to that point, something that's very important is that the eyes cannot have shadows. So a lot of people, for example, Linda, in hotel rooms or, you know, where you have these big lights coming down from the top, they create these, what we call these raccoon eyes, right? So you have shadows around your eyes. You don't want to do that. So essentially, you know, eyes are the windows to the soul. And that is sort of those are the practical elements of the, you know, of your presence in video. One of the things, and Ridgely and Hubert can both tell you, as great as I am behind the camera and off the camera, I am terrible. I have been terrible in front of the camera. I remember one time a friend of mine asked me for a 30-second testimonial. It took me 90 minutes and 3 shirts because I would just sweat and perspire. I mean, it was a horrible experience. So I get what people feel when they're in front of the camera. And here's one thing that really helped me. I pictured that I was talking to my son at the time he was 4 or 5 years old, or I would actually have him sit in front of me and I would talk to him. And so this is something else for you guys to think about. You know, teleprompter reading is a skill set to do it really, really, really well. And I know 3 people who can do it, like masterfully, okay? Because here's the thing. When we're reading, we are in the neocortex. We are in the logical area of our brains. We are not tuning into emotion. So that's a skill set. And if, you know, thousands and thousands of video, my experience is that it's more important the state that you're in when you're communicating and when you're sharing than the actual perfect words that you say. So if you can have somebody else that you trust and that you love and that you appreciate actually feed you the questions and then let yourself just like be clear. I mean, you know your topic, right? If you allow yourself to do that, that would be an alternative to the teleprompter reading. Because here's the thing, we need that connection, that authenticity, you know. And Ridge, I guess point number 3 is when I have people sort of talking to the side and talking to somebody else, it's like, what I tell everybody is like, forget the camera, forget the lights, forget all the stuff. Let's just, you and I, connect. And then you listen, you really pay attention, you open yourself up to what's going on behind this. And I'll share with you guys one last story of a few days ago. You know, I'm training Lothar, you know, my 15-year-old, you know, because he's coming out and doing events and doing interviews. And then in one of the final interviews, we were doing some, high school graduation he was covering. And then I said to one of the families that was there, can I just do a little bit of coaching with Lothar, you know, as he is taking this moment, as he's taking it in. It's like, son, I want you to tune into the emotion of what's being communicated here. You have the pride of an older sister, her younger sister graduating. She's going off to college. This is the first generation going to college. They're getting scholarships and this. So there's a lot of emotionality in there. It's like, tap into it. don't just recite words because they are empty. And I think, Hubert, I mean, to your question, I mean, that's exactly, you know, that's what I strive to do. Words are not enough. So I hope this helps,
well
Rich.
said. Well said.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Right? Everybody.
Hey, Fede, why don't you pull up real quick the video you did with Dr. Gaeta real fast so we can
Sure.
show a little bit of what great stuff looks like, and then we'll jump into AI
Okay.
with Linda's script. And
Great.
yeah, this is a video that was literally cut yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday. So take a look at this is what really good looks like and how you get around people when they're a little scared of the camera. And so we'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll jump to the end when we see him switch back to straight on the camera.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, there's a great backstory on this. Let's see. Let me
Tell the
make
backstory
sure.
while you're finding it.
I'm right here. Let's see. Here we go. How's that?
Yep.
If I go full screen here, let me know if it's still, is it still showing?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great.
So let's watch this for a second.
I always tell people the hardest thing to do is just come in through the front door. Once you've gotten through the front door, we're all caring, we're all friendly. Try to make patients as comfortable as they can be in a situation that could, you know, be uncomfortable for people.
When he's working with me, it's kind
Stop
of
for a
he's
second,
explaining
Yep.
what he's doing, why he's doing it.
But that first piece, I want to point out that it was B-roll with the doctor speaking. So it was showing something in the background, video, while the doc was speaking to us. So the doc was not speaking straight to the camera at all. So that's one technique. Go ahead, please.
Correct. Yep.
And the whole 9 yards.
The first time I walked in, I realized how everything is so clean and all the machinery is so brand new and it's all up to date. And the first time I came here, he gave me a full x-ray and I got to see my teeth on the screen, which was absolutely amazing.
Buscaba a alguien que hablara español también porque, digamos, aunque uno tiene conocimiento del inglés, uno necesita que en palabras técnicas o que le estén explicando un tratamiento es mejor en su lengua materna.
He's state of the arts. He's got everything here that's state of the arts. I mean, you're just not going to be.
So let me point out just a few things here. You see how I'm shifting back and forth between very emotional limbic, communication and practical, logical. This is a dentist, I've got to figure these things out. So there's a lot of the shifting. I'm shifting it also emotionally with the music. Just pay attention to all the subtleties that go into it.
And also, this is a practice in an area where there's a tremendous amount of Hispanic people.
Yes.
So what did he do? Put in a Hispanic voiceover.
Yeah, that part was great.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
If you want a new smile, if you want us to do a smile
And then
design,
skip a little bit forward so we get
we'll do
to
3D scan.
Things since we've been going, their teeth look a lot better.
This is mom, talking about her kids and so on.
Their teeth look a lot better. They're very happy and they take better care of their teeth ever since we've gotten here. So that's also a good thing.
And I really like this dentist because they check your whole mouth and make sure everything's clean.
And again, that huge limbic shift there with a shift in the music, her tone, her demeanor, I match that because I want to bring people in. And here I do something that, here I have her speaking in English.
Come here, you feel like in a family.
But I have the Spanish subtitles
so
that people can relate. The Spanish speakers can relate.
A wonderful experience.
I know some people have had treatments or had certain plans developed for them. And if you're not comfortable with it, or would just like somebody else to take an additional
Stop for
look.
a second. So now we have the doctor looking straight at the camera, right? So multiple treatments. We had voiceover with B-roll. We had the doc looking away, speaking naturally to Federico. Now we have the doc looking straight to camera. All different ways of doing things that make a 2-minute video way more interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's good.
So actually, that's good. And the one point I want to share with everybody. The moment I told the doctor, okay, for this final piece, we're taking it back to your practice, and I want you to speak to the user. The first take that we did, he just froze. I mean, he wasn't breathing. I mean, it just shifted the conversation completely, Linda. So, you know, it's that piece is really important. And then the second time, it's like, wait a second. Imagine you're talking to me. Stop talking to the camera, even though you're looking at the camera, but you're speaking to me. And if there's, I would say the highest value that I can bring to anybody here listening to this is train yourself that when you're looking at that camera, you're looking at someone's to one individual's soul, that you're looking through that camera into their being, and you're communicating with that. And if you can sort of master that and just train yourself to do it over and over and over and over again, you've got something really, really, really great, because then you're really connecting with people.
And so I sent that video. So first of all, Fede sent it to me, and I sent him a thing back saying, it's great, but too long, cut it. And so it was almost 4 minutes. It's now 2 minutes, 24 seconds. After you sent me the new version, I sent it to Tony, the owner of Sunrise Dental, yesterday afternoon.
Oh, wow,
And
cool.
1 hour ago, I received an email back. Good morning, Ridgely. Let's do lunch together on the 21st. I'll make reservations and forward you details. I very much look forward to meeting you in person and exploring opportunities. Don't know whether this is serendipity or the law of attraction, but either way, I sense there is synergy coming from our interactions. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you, Tony.
Great.
Just saying. Okay, so this stuff works when you really pay attention to the details and do stuff right. It really does work, and video is just so powerful. So thank you, Fede, for your insights.
Before we let Fede go, Fede, just a couple of observations. Really masterful. Excellent work. A couple of things I want to mention to the audience here, and Federico also mentioned this, but this is so important. The reason why those patient testimonials work so well is, you know, that Federico got them to the point where they're conversing with Federico.
Yes.
It's entirely natural, which means there was a lot of prep prior to that and engaging them and making them feel comfortable. Even the little girl, I mean, like, you know, he cut it into the flow where it was just completely natural, and it was awesome. The other thing too, I want to recognize, you know, the level of mastery that's going on here is that Federico is paying a lot of attention to the lighting. Okay, he's got some great natural lighting going on there, but super pleasant, very difficult to control sometimes. And the sound is excellent, impeccable.
Yes.
So
yes.
just so that you guys know, I mean, Federico's a real master at it. If
Yeah,
you guys need any infield video work, you know, just contact Federico, because he is so good at it. Now, Federico,
Well,
last thing also too is, Federico's the kind of guy that has thousands and thousands of dollars worth of, you know, all kinds of equipment. But I always like to do things on the cheap. And Federico, look, this is a just a $3 gooseneck lamp from IKEA.
Oh, wow, look at that.
With a little red filter in front. And just so that I can kind of like soften, you know, color the light a little bit, just to give a little tint of redness, because in my office here, it's all like, you know, the LED lights, and it's just too harsh.
Right,
So
right.
a little piece of plastic, you know, in front of a cheap thing makes all the difference in the lighting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, with cameras being so good right now, case in point, your iPhone camera, absolutely amazing. My investment would all be, you know, for somebody who doesn't have a whole big budget, let it be on lighting. You know, these soft lights, you know, I use, you know, this, you know, similar to what Ridgely has as well. And then I've got natural light coming in the other way. It makes such a big difference. And to me, that would be, you know, the investment. And then it's a $40 investment instead of, you know, the ultimate black magic, whatever, you know. And of course, what you're seeing there is my video crew now, because Hugh, one of the things that I'm doing now is that to me, the interview is so important that I don't want to have to worry anymore about camera settings, lighting, anything. I just want to connect with that being. And as you saw it there, I mean, with the little girl, you know, the backstory of that, I was interviewing her mom, and she's like, "Oh my God, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this." It's like, okay, come right up. But yeah, it's really about bringing the humanity out in people, and that's the area that we've mastered.
Okay,
you have some
great.
great
Now, Federico,
comments in
just
chat.
want to share some feedback with the group before we send him off originally to your section. Paul, great insights. Thank you. Let's see, what did Paul say? Great insights, Federico. We should have you on more often. How about that, Ridgely and Hubert? Oh,
Okay.
the crowd is speaking. Linda saying thank you for sharing your expertise. So good. Love your video, Federico. Bridget says it's fine art what Federico does. Masterful.
Wow, thank you. Wow.
Susie said, love the suggestion. Talk to the soul. I'm sure it makes a more powerful message. Bill says, great work and example, Federico. Thank you. Bridget is asking Federico, what is that soft light you showed us, and any link to buy it?
Let me show mine, because this one is great. This
Yes.
is mine right here, right? It is literally connected to my desk on a little stand right there. That's all the stand is, connect to the desk. And this guy, I can then turn it on. So now it's on, full screen.
Yes.
I can ratchet it up, ratchet it back, do whatever, and it creates completely.
Rich, do one thing for me. Do me a favor. Just close the blinds completely and watch how the entire experience is going to change. So yeah, shut that blind out completely. There we go. Well, we still have that little reddish in there, and it has to be powered down a little bit. But you see that the reflection in his eyes is really now under control. You see the difference that makes? All of a sudden, boom, we're connected. Yep. So little things like that make a huge difference. So just pay attention to them. Yeah. Great, Ridge.
Yeah, you can get Penny. Can you drop the link into the chat when you have a second?
I will. I keep having to look for other ones because the ones that we have disappear. But I'll look for one and then send it right, and put it in the chat, of course.
Yes, and this spot right here.
Yeah. Well, we just need to lower the intensity of the light, which you can do in that one. It's a great little light. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Thank you, Penny.
Thanks, Penny.
Thanks. Yep.
All right. So, Hubert, what are we doing here? What do you guys need now? What do you need?
Well, so you said you were going to give Linda a little bit of advice on the AI side about her lead magnet.
Yeah. So tell me, what kind of lead magnet are we looking at?
Do you want to answer that question, Hubert?
I'd like you to, because
it's a video.
Ridgely's going to work his magic and give you some alternatives to what you and I already spoke about.
So it's a video. It's less than 5 minutes, and it's covering those 3 areas of get clarity, get unstuck, get answers from within. And this is for entrepreneurs.
Okay, so let's just go to our favorite little tool here and have a little bit of fun. So again, I'm going to walk through the process of instructing. I'm going to use my favorite prompt creator, which of course is in your archives. And so let me do this with you, Linda, so that we can have this knowledge transfer thing. So what are we asking AI to be here?
Good question. Is it I don't know, is it a creative director? Is it a person who's an expert in creating videos that connect with audiences to help them get interest into, as part of a funnel? What's the role that would make the most sense?
We're looking for, we're looking for a copywriter, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to say something like, you are an expert copywriter. And you're looking for a response from somebody, right? You're looking to get them to do something. So I would go so far as to say an expert direct response copywriter, and have been tasked by a new client to create a lead magnet
Mhm.
for their online course, right?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me what the course is about.
The course is about the Linda Rash method, which we've spoken about here before. So you have a little bit of knowledge, which is how much detail do you need?
Just a little for now. Linda
Sure.
Rash method.
Yeah, so it's a course that helps entrepreneurs tap into that clarity, get unstuck, and get answers within. And it uses an unconventional process that will surprise them, which is intuitive painting.
Okay.
So don't know how important that is, but
Um,
that's what it is.
I to tap into their creativity,
Yes,
to get clarity
yes,
using a unique method of painting, right?
yes. Well, yeah, abstract, intuitive painting. A unique method being intuitive painting. Although your way might have been better. Yeah. So helpful.
Using intuitive painting.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and click here, and we're beginning the process of educating AI on what we need. This is going to get me like a 6, not more, because there's not enough data on this at all. We need a lot more details, a lot more information to give AI what it needs. So I don't think I get more than about a 6, maybe 7.
Mhm.
There you go, 6. I use this so much that I've got used to helping. Okay, so what are the target demographics?
So they're entrepreneurs. It's pretty open right now.
Entrepreneurs, coaches.
Yeah, people who are experts in their field, visionaries. It's kind of a wide field. I ultimately see this as helping them take their game to the next level with this clarity that they'll receive through the method.
One outcome is taking your game to the next level. Notice I'm just talking to the tool. What kind of tone do you want?
Um, I would say it's business focused, but it's also I think it's inviting, it's aspirational, it could be a little bit playful. Because I think we want to create an opening for them to consider
As
new
you can see,
possibilities.
yeah, go ahead. As you can see, we're refining the prompt. This is still only going to get us to a 7 or 7.5 because there's not enough specificity yet.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this on purpose so that everybody learns how to do this. Like we don't even have a call to action yet. We don't know how long it is. We don't know what the course content looks like. We don't know if it's, there you go, 7. Told you. How many modules are there? We don't have any of that so far.
Right.
So let's go to the suggestions.
Yep.
What's the call to action here?
The call to action of this lead magnet is to learn more about the method.
To do what to learn more about the method?
So that would, I guess that's what we want to find out is what's the best call to action.
Is to learn more about the method. And how are they going to do that? Are they going to watch other videos? They're going to have a call with you? What are they doing?
Yeah, I think that those would both be options, that they would watch another video, watch for their next mail, watch another video, schedule a call with me.
Call with Linda. Okay. Then what, tell me about how is the course broken down? How many modules, duration, what kind of thing like that? Details on the course stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to answer that. And I'd like to also tell you, I ran my sales page through PAF Brain and got a business, an executive summary, which is really helpful. I just pulled it up. I would have answers to those questions that you asked at the beginning with it. It's 5 modules.
Mhm.
There are 41 videos. They're, range from 2 minutes up to demonstration So there's explanations, there's so definitions, how-tos, demonstration, frequently asked questions.
What's the longer videos? How much are the
The long videos are the demonstrations, and those are up to an hour and a half long. So they really get to see the method in action.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it again. We're gonna get to 8 or 8.5 on this. And again, we're just refining the data for the tool before we run the prompt. That's the key. So now as the tool knows more, it can give us better content. And then you'll see once we've done all of this, when we run the prompt, it's super easy. There we go. There's an 8 out of 10. We're getting there. And you'll notice we went from a 6 to a 7 to an 8 as the tool knows more. So what else can we put in there? What is the USP or unique value proposition of having a call with you?
Making that up in this moment, haven't gotten that far. Having the call with me, they will get clarity of whether of how this method may benefit them and the way that it's whether it's a fit for them or not. How the Linda Rash method can benefit them. Get answers to their questions and learn that. I mean, it would be a discovery call, right? It's not a big investment, so I don't know how many people will actually need that, but that's available.
Okay. And then so is this can it be done quickly? Is it flexible? Can you do it anytime you want on your own schedule?
Yes, all of it. It's methodical, obviously, and it can be done at their own pace. They could spread it out over a period of weeks, or they could review it on a weekend, potentially. If they wanted to binge watch it.
Totally flexible. And perfect for busy entrepreneurs. And are there any branding elements or language that kind of aligns with who you are and what you stand for? Any lines that you particularly use about intuitive painting, for instance? Sayings, slogans.
Yeah, one of them, I guess that is kind of in the reveal of this lead magnet is the guru is you. The answers are within. So, but specific to this mechanism of the lead magnet, right? Or in general to the course?
Both. Here, I'll run this. This is going to get us, I might get us to a 9. Could be 8.5 though. We'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to read the prompt and ask you to comment on the prompt itself to see if it feels like we're getting close. There we go. Got us to a 9. That's what I thought. Okay. So develop an engaging lead magnet for the Linda Rash Method online course tailored for entrepreneurs, coaches, visionaries, and subject matter experts. This course comprises 5 modules, 41 versatile videos, which demonstrate the method in action through definitions, FAQs, practical demonstrations, ranging from a brief 2-minute overviews to in-depth 90-minute sessions. Highlight the themes. The answers are within. The guru is you, emphasizing self-discovery and empowerment. This course is designed for flexible, self-paced learning, ideal for busy professionals. Encourage potential participants to learn more by watching additional videos and inviting them to schedule a discovery call with Linda Rash to personally understand how the method can transform their personal and professional lives. See, now we have a real prompt. You know what I'm saying? So suddenly this is legit. And
Yeah.
is there anything that's missing from that, in your opinion, Linda?
Well, if there was something missing, what would I be looking for? What would it be, I wonder? I mean, I
Any
think
quote from you?
a quote. Not off the top.
Maybe something the intuitive process.
Yeah, not off the top of my head, Ridgely. I have all sorts of Linda Rashisms, but none of them are like right there right now for you.
Okay, well, watch this. We'll just run this. We got this to a 9, so 9 is good. We'll run the prompt, and we will see what we get. And now, of course, we're thinking. Yes, we want to run the prompt. I am frozen. You guys seeing that?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
You wore
Took a
out
minute. Sometimes
ChatGPT.
AI gets a little frazzly, especially this prime time usage, middle of the day.
Signal's having trouble getting through your brick house.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check and make sure that unusual. Try again later. Regenerate. Come on, give us something. So let's see if we get anything. Here we go.
There you go.
Sometimes we get slow. What's happening in our chat while you're internet connections unstable? That's not
Federico's
good.
dropping some great knowledge about the lights. So
Oh, fantastic.
Great.
All right, here we go. Give us text for a lead magnet that will be delivered by a video done by Linda that is 2 minutes long. Again, very specific video done by Linda, 2 minutes long, designed to captivate and encourage potential participants. There we go. Linda in a bright, inviting studio space surrounded by colorful canvas and art supplies. I think you have that, don't you?
Yep.
And now, here we go. Hello, visionaries and creators. I'm Linda Rash and thrilled to guide you on a journey of discovery and transformation. Welcome to the world of the Linda Rash method. Our unique method uses intuitive painting to unlock your deepest potential, helping you find clarity in both your personal and professional life. Imagine integrating creativity into your decision-making, etc. It's not about painting. It's about discovering that the answers are within you and the guru is you. If you're curious, I invite you to watch more videos, Okay, it's rock solid. Really good as a beginning. However, I want to go to Ridgely's library and I'm going to say, let's make this partner-centric, right? So I'm going to get my partner-centric prompt. I'm going to copy this, go back over to ChatGPT. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to need to tweak it. Now review all of the copy and ensure that it's focused on the client, not the business, not the company. Business, the company, or Linda. Yeah. Let's make sure to include tweaking it to include limbic messages. And the rest of the copy should be written in you language. That makes the messaging all about them. And there we go. Now we'll run this. Let's refine the script to ensure it's client-focused, uses the you language, and incorporates limbic messaging to connect emotionally with the audience. And I'm going to point out how, Hubie, can you send a message to our team telling them we'll be 10 minutes late, please?
Yep.
For our next call. I want to show how radically different a little tiny tweak like this can be. So here we go. I'm going to go back up here to the original version. It's not bad, but listen what it says. Hello, visionaries and creators. I'm Linda Rash, and I'm thrilled to guide you on a journey of discovery and transformation. Welcome to the world of the Linda Rash method. Contrast that with this. Imagine a place where your creativity is the key to unlocking your full potential, where every brushstroke takes you closer to clarity in your life and in your work. Radically different. Radically. You see that, Linda?
Yeah.
Then you go a little bit further. Our unique method uses intuitive pain to unlock your deepest potential, helping you find clarity in both your personal and professional life. And now let's talk about the new version. Are you ready to elevate your game? With the Linda Rash method, you delve into a journey that's crafted just for you. Here you'll learn to harness your inner wisdom through intuitive painting, transforming the way you make decisions and innovate. Can you see how much better this is?
So much better.
It is radically better because it's focused on them, not on you. So that simple tweak of taking this and making it all about the client yields a much better script for you to use. Even when you get down to the, I'll go to the bottom of the old version. Join me and let's unlock the powerful creator within you. Your journey to personal mastery and professional success starts here. Let's make something beautiful together. Can't wait to meet you on the other side. Versus new version. Step into a world where you are the creator of your destiny. Let's unlock the power of your creativity together. Your journey to self-mastery and unparalleled professional growth begins now. Create the change you want to see in your world. I'm here to guide you to it.
Yeah.
Way better.
Way better.
Right? So really important to understand this and how using the tools, you're going to end up with a far better output. Let me just do one thing before we goof off for a second here. I'm going to drop this link right here. So anybody can grab that and they can see the progression, especially you, Linda. Make sure you can open it and use that.
Yep, I'm going to go there right now.
And then now we're going to say, per Hubert's instructions.
Now we're going to make it memorable.
Great. Now turn this initial script into a 1-minute rap version.
Oh, I knew it.
Linda said, "Oh, I knew it."
Of Eminem.
You'll never see the method the same way again.
Super funny and irreverent.
You don't get off the hook with your bad joke though, Hubert.
Oh, you want a bad joke? I got tons of those.
So now we got Linda rapping. You going to do this or am I going to do it for you?
No, you're so good at it. I would never try to do what you do.
Joe, let's cut to the chase. No time to waste. You got dreams in the queue. Let's give them a taste. Unlock your mind where the wild things roam. In your home studio where you paint your own tome. Dash of red, a splash of blue. Want to elevate your game? Here's what you do. Grab a brush, no rush. Find the flow, the Linda Rash method. Come on, let's go. Intuitive painting. Yeah, it's kind of like magic. Transforming your biz life. Far from tragic. 41 vids, take your pick. Learn at your pace. It's slick, real quick. Dial me up. Let's have a chat. Discovery call, more like a rap bat. Questions, answers in a funky beat with Linda on the line. It's never discreet. So what you waiting for? Join the band. Paint your future with your own hand. The answers are within. Ain't that the truth? The Linda method. Proof in the booth. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Linda, you will
Thank you.
definitely capture some attention with that.
Yeah. Clapping. Yes. Thank you. Wow. That was fun.
Great job, Rich.
It's super fun to do all this stuff, and there's no reason to do this by yourself when you have a tool, right?
Mm.
When you have a tool that can do this for you, it's like use the tool. So, just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, appreciate all of you. Thanks so much for joining. Bring us your content, support at partnerattractionformula.com. Really important to send us email so we can help you out however we can. And next week, we are meeting at 2:00 in the afternoon on Wednesday, 2:00 Wednesday Eastern Time, 11:00 Pacific, Wednesday 29th. So bring your stuff to us. Have a great, fantastic week. And Hubert, what are we ending on here? Go ahead.
You started off by saying how hot it was, so I have 2 hot jokes for you. Originally, Linda, why do bananas use sunscreen?
Idea.
So that they don't peel.
Oh.
And what did the pig say on that super hot day?
What?
I'm bacon.
Oh, no.
That's pretty funny.
Right.
Just sharing with all of you guys coming out in the stores this week. Biatch Tequila. We talked about it last time. Here's my bottles. Just got them last night. So there you go.
That's
Amazing.
an impactful bottle.
All right. Okay, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. And Hubert, we got to drop in the other call.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Ciao for now, guys.